Back, a Baldwin County special ed teacher had her big day recently, but she couldn't have done it without 3 of her students with her. Ensley Nichols sat down with the teacher and her students to talk about their special trip down the aisle. Now, Ensley, when did the teacher decide to have the students in her wedding?
Well, Frank, Colleen Powell says she knew she wanted to include her students in her wedding before she even got engaged. By just looking at these wedding photos, you can tell that they don't have that typical student-teacher relationship. Powell considers these kids family. It's a story that comes straight from the heart.
Do you want big eyes or little eyes?
Colleen Powell teaches special education at Lakeview Academy.
Good.
Between the classroom walls, she instantly connected with these 3 students.
Especially just having 5 or 6 kids, they become your own. Since I don't have any kids of my own, I call these 3 they're my babies.
So for her big day, Powell says she couldn't make it down the aisle without them.
They're just the biggest piece of my heart, and they mean as much to me being up there as my bridesmaids did, and as much as my husband's groomsmen.
Jay and Corday carried the rings, and Dominique walked Powell down the aisle with her dad.
It was just a blessing for her to have our kids in the wedding.
Powell wouldn't have it any other way.
They're my boys.
When she told the boys' parents she wanted her students in the wedding, it came as a surprise.
When she first asked me, I really thought she was playing.
My original thought was she's just saying that to be nice.
But seeing their children's smiling faces filled each parent's heart.
It just shows how much love she has as a teacher. She has unconditional love for her students.
Just sitting here thinking about it, it makes me really emotional because for somebody to love your child as much as you do, and you know, it's hard when you have a child who's nonverbal.
Her love for her students doesn't go unnoticed.
He did a whole 360 with Miss Colleen, and I just thank God for her.
And she has a special place in my heart.
Powell will always remember her walk down the aisle with her sweetheart, and so will the other boys in her life.
They will always remember that, and I know the other parents will always love them for that.
Now, Powell started working for Lakeview Academy 3 years ago, and she says she has taught all 3 boys for 2 years now. Now, Frank, the parents told me they may never be ready for their kids to move on to another teacher.
All right, Ensley, thanks very much. Powell got married this past weekend in Covington, Georgia.